What is up, YouTube? This is Zach, Dreamedia Home Theater. If you guys are not a subscriber already, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below and give me a big thumbs up on this video. Today, we are going to be doing an install video. I know you guys love those. We're going to be using all the top manufacturers in the industry: Focal, Epson, Denon, all the good stuff that's really affordable. And, well, the Focal, we're using the 100 series, and we also are going to be doing 300 and Electra, as well as some really crazy floor standing speakers. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. Give me a big thumbs up. All right, let's do it. What's up, boys? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I like to see this. Look at that. Drop cloths, booties, mask. That's how we do it. All right, guys, this is the space that we are working with. We're going to be doing a Focal 5.2 with an Epson 6050 Dragonfly screen. Let me give you the rundown. So this is really common in pre-construction homes. You can see that these plates right here are where the wiring is terminating. So you got your front left right here behind that plate, and you can see Aaron is already popping those off, checking out what we're working with here. You got your center speaker down here, as well as looks like a cat cable in case you need control. But we're just going to be using a speaker wire, and we're going to be cutting an in-wall speaker right here, and hopefully the studs will cooperate with us. Up here, we're going to be putting in the front right, and the deal here is they're really high. I was just discussing with the client that you really want them at ear level, so we're going to work with what we got, utilize the box, and just cut it down a little bit lower, as low as possible. Back of the room, we got the surround speakers, and again, these are pre-wired right here, guys, and we got HDMI and power, and that's all terminating over here. We're going to be using, as far as equipment, the Denon AVR 2700H. This is going to power up the entire room, as well as pass through the video to the projector. We're going to be using the Focal 100 series for all the speakers, and then Klipsch SPL 120s, which are really affordable, hard-hitting 12-inch subs for one back here and one back at the front of the room. Now, there's no wiring up here at the front, so we're just going to throw a wireless sub kit on it and call it a day. They work really well nowadays. Epson 6050 going up here, and then broadcasting onto a Dragonfly screen, a 120-inch high contrast. All right, guys, well, that's the overview of the space that we're working with. Let's get this work done. All right, guys, this is the 100 IWLCR5. We're going to be using these all the way across the front soundstage here. Subwoofer looks like it about got demolished on the way here. We're going to hope for the best on this guy. Got another 100 series ICW6, and this is going to go back here. You guys are working on bringing everything upstairs right now. Got the Epson 6050. Getting all the ladders set up. We're about to do work. All right, guys, just pulled out the HDMI cable. I do want to point out the specifications on this. You want to make sure that at the bare minimum, you're running, especially at 30 feet long, a fiber optic cable that'll pass the full 4x4x4 signal at 18 gigabits per second, which this cable will do. We use this a lot, and it's very affordable. Again, guys, if you want to purchase any of this, make sure to reach out. We got nationwide free shipping and a low price guaranteed. This is the Watt Box, and the Watt Box is a tiny little 30-buck surge protector. This is great for projectors as well as subs, things like that where you only need one plug. It's 540 joules, so enough to get the job done at a very affordable price point. We can add this on to every package. We recommend it. Okay, guys, here's the mount. Again, the extra bulb, and then it has this back cover. This is another thing that differs the 6050 from the 5050, is this nice little cable cover. And then you also have the top plate right here, and this bolts to the projector. We'll show it once it's set up. Okay, so this is the Epson 6050, guys. This is a really great unit. It is very good value because it actually comes with the projector mount from Chief, as well as a spare bulb. And it has a 3-year warranty versus like that 5050, it only has a 2-year. So really good value to the client. Good performer too. It actually has 200,000 to 1 additional contrast over the 5050, which is why we use it. And it's black, so it looks a lot better in dedicated theater spaces like this. All right, you guys can see we're being very efficient. Aaron is over here running this HDMI cable right now, and James is over here unboxing all of the product so we can check it out. Okay, so in a lot of these homes, there's something called a Smurf tube. It's a little corrugated plastic tube that runs from the projector location back to the termination point. And that is the case in this installation, which is very convenient. So basically what James is doing is just kind of feeding that through, because this is a fiber optic cable. They're very delicate, so you want to be careful not to damage it. And they are directional. This is important, guys. I can't tell you how many clients have called me and said, Zach, you sold me a bad HDMI. And I'll say, did you check the direction that you ran it? They're directional cables. You want the display side, the TV side, going to the projector, and the source side going over to your AVR. All right, guys, this is the Dragonfly high contrast 120-inch screen. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing put together. This is a fixed frame screen. It's very simple, just 4 sides, and then it has tab tensioning technology to pull the fabric nice and tight on all sides. This is everything that comes in the box. You can see you got your long sides and the short sides. These are the steel tensioned rods, and then the mounting brackets, and then the screen material. It's a very simple, easy to install screen, and it's affordable, guys. You know I carry the best of the best, Screen Innovations, Black Diamond, Slate, all that good stuff, but if you're looking for something very affordable for like your Epsons, this is a great choice. Okay, I just went ahead and reviewed with the client the throw distance issue. This room is 17 feet from front to back. The termination for the projector, where the power outlet and the HDMI come out, are right here at about 11.5 feet, which would put the lens at about 11 feet. For a 120-inch screen, that's just not going to work. It won't fill the screen. So we have to scoot it back to right here where the prior projector was mounted. But I can guarantee that's not center of the room. So I just discussed with the client the fact that there's going to be some holes in the ceiling, so that he's aware. So we're going to remount it center and do this job properly, and then he can get the holes patched. Okay, so Aaron is now putting these little tensioned plastic pieces into this channel right here, and that's what the screen's going to snap onto. So he's spreading it out right to the arrows. You can see the manufacturer is labeled as the appropriate location, and then it'll line right up with the screen when we go to snap it into place. And you just do that all the way around the entire screen. And the next step after that is going to be our L brackets right here. And these are going to go in all the corners. So to get that process started, I'm going to go ahead and do all the sides while the guys are working on that. Next thing we're going to do is just screw in the L brackets on all 4 sides. So once you get all of these corner brackets put in, one small thing that a lot of people don't think of is measuring top to bottom and side to side on all 4 corners. I can't tell you how many clients have gone to align their projector and they call me and they're like, I cannot get this thing square. And not all the time, but some of the time, the projector screen is actually not square. So we're going to measure that out real quick just to save us the headache later. We're at a little over 58 3/4 and 58 a little over 58 3/4. Do the same thing this direction. Right over 104.5, 104.6, and 104.6. Okay, in this situation, it worked out fine. But again, guys, it only takes 1 second. Just do it right. Next step is the screen material. You definitely want to make sure you're going onto a clean surface so you don't get anything on the front of the screen. And you just roll it out. On a really high-end screens, they'll actually provide a little sheet of like foam that you lay out just to make 100% sure that nothing's going to get on it. Perfect. Good job, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is these tension rods. They're going to slide right down the side channels. I'll just take one. I'll get this one. And what this does is it keeps everything nice and tight. A lot of the less expensive options out there, these will either be made out of plastic or they won't have them at all. And you'll get little waves in between your tension points over time. All right. So then we're just going to take one in the middle of each side so that we evenly stretch it. Or you can do 3 if it's too tight. And then start in the middle of the long side. And work your way out. That way it evenly stretches the fabric all the way down. Many hands make light work. If you guys are DIYing this, ask your family members or neighbors to give you a hand. Taking care of business. All right, check it out, guys. This is the layout of most of the major equipment used in the space. We got 2 SPL 120s right here. Then we got the Focal 100 series LCRs across the front soundstage. The 100 series in ceilings right here for the rear. Then we got the Epson 6050 and a Denon 2700. Dragonfly 120. Let's go ahead and get all this put in the walls. All right, the guys are getting ready to check out what we got going inside this wall. You can see what we're gonna do is find out which side the stud's on first. Make sure, double check the stud. What I like to do is stick a flathead in there just to make sure 100% that it's on that side. So like on this one, like that, you stick your screwdriver in there and you can see the stud, and then you're going to trace out which side it goes on. And then what I like to do is pop the box out and stick my hand in there to make sure, again, that there's nothing in the way. So we're going to do that.
What was your measurement again, Eric? 16 3/4? Okay. From the top? Yeah.
So you guys can hear James and Aaron communicating about little details like how high it is from the ceiling, because we don't want to just hope that, again, this was pre-wired properly. So we're just going to double check everything and make sure it's perfect for you guys. Stuck our hand in there, made sure we're not going to run into any issues. Now the big problem is always the center speaker. You never know if you're gonna have to etch out the stud. If it's a load bearing wall, then you just can't do an in wall. So we're gonna investigate that here shortly. All right, we're gonna take the sheetrock out and not just throw it in the wall, cut back on reverb. What he's using is a sheetrock saw, manual sheetrock saw. You can get those automatic too, but it only costs like 20 bucks at Home Depot. And then after you're done, see these little toggles right here? They're gonna pop out and grab on to the sheetrock. And right up underneath here, you'll see you use a screwdriver to do that right here, here, and so on. We'll show you in just a second. Level? Okay. All right, so right now we just pushed the speaker into the wall and we checked for level. Again, we want to make sure everything is clean and perfect. So he's going to go ahead and tighten down those little screws. And you want to be real careful not to over torque it. It doesn't take much to pop that plastic tab off, and once you do that, you are screwed. So now that it's pivoted inward, we're going to stick the magnetic grill over the front. Like that. And these grills are paintable. If you guys would like to paint them, make sure you do it properly. I can't tell you how many of these grills get messed up every year. Okay, so now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here, guys, the center speaker installation. This is always the tricky one in every single in-wall theater setup that we do, because you never know if the studs are going to cooperate or not. So what we're going to do is measure out the wall and find the dead center location of the wall and mark it, and then check where our studs are. So you can see this is a little magnet tool, which is pretty sweet. Super easy way to check where your studs are. Stud there and stud there. What it's doing is when they install the sheetrock, they screw it in, and it's their little metal screws. So this is grabbing onto those metal screws that are holding the sheetrock to the studs. So if that's the center right there between those two studs, we're golden. If not, we're screwed and have to etch out a stud. All right, so we just measured everything out, and basically the screen is 65 inches in height, so we're gonna have to go pretty much right to the seam, because we want that center speaker to be as high as possible. That way the high frequency audio is, you know, as close to the ear as we can, so that it's nice and clear. Now we have a stud here, but the center's here, so we're gonna have to etch out this stud so that it's able to go into the wall horizontally. And we just had a discussion with the client so that we have clear communication there, because you can just put it in vertically like this, but it just looks so much better to put it in horizontally. That's what we're gonna do. The client wants to do it right, we're gonna make it happen. So we're gonna etch out the template right now with the pencil all the way around, so we know where we gotta cut. All right guys, we are gonna cut this center speaker out. Let's do it. James is gonna run right into that stud, and then what we're gonna do is kind of just skim the outside, like score the sheetrock just a little bit so that we can remove the sheetrock off of the stud, and then we're gonna have to etch that stud out. You know, we probably should have been wearing masks doing this type of work a long time ago. Yeah, so guys, it's really, really important that you're aware of what you're doing here. You, disclaimer, be careful guys, because as you can see, there's a bunch of wires in here, and Romax is high voltage. If you hit Romax, you could potentially you're definitely going to short out the wire and pop the breaker, but you could potentially shock yourself as well. So just be really careful. Another thing I want to mention, guys, is if you cut the wall open like this and there's multiple studs, I don't care if it's even 2, that's more than likely a load-bearing stud, and you cannot remove that. Yeah, like back here. See that? You can't remove that, guys. That's holding the house up, so don't be stupid. If you don't know what you're doing, hire a professional. All right, guys. James killed it on this in-wall LCR installation. I do want to mention that these are rotatable, so you want to rotate that audio up, not too far up, but just a little bit towards the target seating area, because high frequency audio travels line of sight. And then you have adjustments here as well for mid-level and high level, which we're going to do in the calibration setting, so I'm going to leave it just zeroed out for now, and if we need to, we can adjust it later. This also has a magnetic grill, which is going to look just like these. But this install is going really smooth. The guys are doing an awesome job. Okay, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is install the in-ceiling speakers at the rear of the room for our surround effects. This is going to be the helicopter, rain, bullets, door slamming, background music, stuff like that. Let's get these puppies put in. Do want to point out to you guys that this little tiny logo, can you show that? I think you guys can see it. That little logo right there is removable. It comes installed right here, but it's just adhesive. So we're gonna move it down to the bottom and center it up just so that it looks more appropriate. You can do that on your install as well.
8 3/4.
Perfect. The devil's in the details. All right, Aaron got the box popped out already. Basically, there's a blank plate if you have a home that's pre-wired like that one, and you're gonna pop that out. And what we recommend here at Dreamedia is sticking your arm up in there. It's not comfortable, it's not fun, but then you can ensure that there's nothing in your way, because there's so many times where behind that plate, the builder will pre-wire it right next to a plumbing line or have another stud or just some nightmare to deal with. So it's nice to kind of know what you're getting yourself into. So after we check that out and make sure that there's nothing in the way, we are going to use the cutout template. These are the speakers right here, guys. I'm really happy to offer Focal's a nationwide authorized direct dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on these with free shipping throughout the US. Give us a call, show your support, guys. We really appreciate the business. All right, here's the cutout template.
That stuff ain't moving out of the way.
And Aaron's gonna grab a box to catch all of this as it falls, just because he tried to kind of move it out of the way, but it's so thick and deep up there that it's just gonna be a nightmare. Make sure to check this video out as well, guys. We made an installation video on the 100 series, which James is installing right now. It's the 100 series in-wall LCR. Really affordable, awesome speaker. And here's it installed with the grill on. Grills are paintable. So what you're gonna wanna do is kind of line up the edge of the template right on the edge of the stud, and then trace it out in the other direction so that you don't run into anything. You're just cutting the sheetrock out. He's tracing it out with a pencil. Recommend a pencil in case, you know, things don't work out for you. You can just erase the line. And then we're gonna cut the sheetrock. We're working hard out here for you, YouTube. Hit the like button. I want to see some new subscribers down below. As soon as he gets to the end of this, there's going to be a huge fall of insulation. Nice. And that is just part of the job, guys. If you're going to be DIYing it, be prepared to get dirty. There's a reason we bill $149 an hour. Okay, so now that the hole is cut, we're going to go ahead and strip back our wires, which Aaron has already done. You got a red and a black. Very simple, guys. Red and black goes to the red and black right here. They got these nice push terminal connections on the focals. You just hook it right up. I'll do it for you. Aaron is a pro. He doesn't need my help. Perfect. And you can leave the extra slack or you can cut it. It's completely up to you. It's nice to have the extra slack so you can bring it down to your ladder and connect it. It's not going to make a difference in the end, because you're going to run the Odyssey setup calibration on this. And the Odyssey setup calibration measures the distance in the line and actually assigns the appropriate amount of power to each speaker as well as the crossovers. So don't worry about that. Make it easy on yourself. Okay, so you butt it all the way up against the stud and then secure the speaker down with the toggle. You can see whoever painted this room did not take the plates off when they painted, and that's why you see the red line. That's nothing that Aaron did wrong during this installation. It's just a sloppy paint job. So the customer will have to touch that up. Perfect. And then we're gonna stick the grill on there. How you doing?
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, finally.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Good, how are you?
Hello.
So one thing that I just, actually Aaron pointed out, is we got a circular and a rectangular grill. So the fact that the paint job is messed up isn't a big deal here. We're just gonna go ahead and use the square grill and then, you know, let the customer know why. And if he wants to use a circular grill, we can switch it out later. But that is very nice that they include both options. This is a super affordable speaker, guys. So it's impressive that the small things are built in there. You got to take it a little bit to the right.
Yeah, rotate it. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, no,
Right
back where you were. Or
from back here, it looks right.
that's good. Yeah. Kind of hard with squares on the ceiling, guys. All right, guys, this install is going great. We are flying through this. So we got the front left in, we got the front right in. James killed it over there. And then we got the surround, and Aaron is working on the surround left right now. All right, guys, we are moving on to the projector. You can see we got that top plate installed on the top of the 6050 from Epson. And then Aaron has already bolted this bad boy into the stud center with the room. Like I was saying earlier, it was not center. So the client is aware, and the paint is gonna have to be touched up. So this actually just goes right, it basically just clicks right into place, and then you gotta make sure to lock it. Do not let go until it's locked, because it can come off. But once it's locked into place, you're good. You wanna show them that little locking mechanism? Yeah, right in there, guys. You wanna make sure that that is slid over. And then a lot of the time, I'll just even take the key and lock it, and then just put the key on top of the projector in case you need it later. Now, if the customer ever wants, we can move these back here, but this is the pre-wired location and he's okay with it as is. So, gonna make our connections. The next step is to make sure, whenever you go into alignment, is to make sure that the projector is level with earth. If your projector isn't level with earth to start, every time you're gonna end up with a keystone. And then you're just gonna roll into the next issue. So start with leveling it, we'll go from there. Okay guys, you can see we're moving right along. Aaron is working on getting that screen mounted, measuring it out, seeing where we need to put the actual bracket. And we got James over here toning out the lines and connecting it to the AVR. Can you show them real quick how toning a speaker wire works?
Yeah.
We have a red lead and a black lead to a speaker toner. You can pick this up at Home Depot for 80 bucks. And then it'll send a signal through the line and send a tone out through the speakers. So you can hear that particular one is the surround left. And he's just going through and doing that on every single speaker and then connecting it direct into the back of the terminals. Now we highly recommend just connecting them direct into the terminals versus banana plugs, because as a professional installation company, the banana plugs just lead to service calls and it's not improving the quality of the audio. Only time I'm using banana plugs are on like really hi-fi stereo systems, or like, you know, maybe if you have a crazy home theater. But if you have 16.2, 14.2 wire, it's not necessary. You're just making your life harder, and they'll probably end up falling out on you. Aaron is now going to install the bracket that holds the screen, and you're going to bolt that right into the studs. You can see it has the studs marked here and here, and we're going to screw it right in. And we want to make sure, luckily the Dragonfly, they put these little fabric things on there to hold it so you know exactly where it needs to go. I would go a little bit higher. Oh, actually, no, that's good. That's perfect. Yeah. Good job.
Left and right, look good from there.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Go ahead and screw it in. Do you need screws?
Yeah.
2 screws? Oh, you have it. It's really important that it's level, guys. So throw your level up there and level it with earth. Sometimes you have to go back and adjust it. Oh, I already got it. You still have to go back and adjust it just because the wall may not be drywalled straight. So start off with level with earth, just like the projector, and go from there. If you have to, sometimes we'll level the screen to the wall just to compensate. Okay, this is the Harmony Pro system, the Pro 2400. You guys have seen me promote this a lot in the last couple of years, and that's because prior they didn't have the Pro and the Pro 2400. They just had the Elite, and it sucked. This is still consumer grade, but it's a lot more reliable, so we can actually install it in homes and have the peace of mind to know that it's going to work and we don't have service calls. Now, for all my clients that are DIYing it around the nation, this is an amazing solution. Even though it's called the Pro, you can still set it up yourself and have that reliability. So, you know, we promote DIY, trying to help you guys out that maybe don't have a Pro installer in your area or just don't want to use one. This is an amazing solution. Also has integration for like lighting and HVAC, all of that stuff. Just a really easy system. It sets up right on your phone. I'm about to do it with the client. And then he can control it and he doesn't have to pay the service calls to have us mess with it. But if you guys do want a more robust professional system like URC, Savant, or Control 4, we carry all of those as well. This is the hub. This is basically all of the IR sensors here on the back are what you're gonna connect these into right here. And then you're gonna stick these IR sensors to the front of the glass over the device so that when you hit a button on the remote, it goes to the hub and then goes through the line to the front of the unit. That way you can sit in the room and not have to actually point the remote anywhere. And then on the projector, you're gonna splice into the Cat 5 line and cut one of these cables open, which I'll show you how to do here soon. Okay guys, so Aaron is working on connecting right now the projector, and part of that is connecting the IR sensor. You can see right here, you have 2 strands that he spliced back. There's 8 strands in a Cat cable. Orange, orange, white is perfect. What you're gonna do is use orange, orange, white on this side and orange, orange, white on that side, or you can use green, green, white, doesn't matter. Then you're gonna cut your IR sensor in half, right? And then you're gonna strip it back, and you're gonna see within the inside of this IR sensor, every IR sensor, there's 2 wires. And you're just gonna twist them together, and then you're gonna splice them on each side. This particular side is the actual blaster that sends out the signal, say to turn on the projector or turn it to the right input. So this is gonna stick right over the lens of the unit. On this one, your option is right there, or I actually prefer on the Epsons to put it right here, because then you can hide all that wiring up in the wire cover, which goes right over the back. And we'll wipe all these fingerprints off when we're done. But it's coming along, guys. I hope that little tip on the Harmony remote helps, because I know a lot of you guys are DIYing it whenever we're shipping the product to you. The job is coming along in here. James is getting everything connected. This is the part of the install that doesn't really get a lot of credit. It takes time, and it's kind of like the behind the scenes stuff. You know, it's just time consuming, tedious work, but it's really important. The system's not gonna work if you install the speakers and don't hook up the amp and make all these little connections. So we're getting it done. One side of the sensor is now done. Essentially what Aaron did, I was busy talking and didn't record it, but got some crimp connectors in here that he put in line and then electrical taped it just to make sure that there's absolutely no way that it's gonna come off. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. The reason I'm doing a detailed video on this particular project, guys, is because these are very popular products and very affordable. So, I mean, it fits so many people's budget out there all around the country that I was very excited to offer it to you. As you've seen from our channel, we're starting to get into just stupid expensive speakers, 10 grand a pop, and then some. I just demoed a $500,000 theater, which will be on our channel as well. But this is an amazing performance for the money. And if you're just getting into home theater, it's an incredible system. So I hope you guys enjoy this content. Okay, let's go ahead and throw this bad boy up. So you're just gonna take the top of the frame and put it right onto that top bracket like that. And then you actually have to take your hands, I'm in a dress shirt so I can't really do it, but you gotta kind of push up and in and it'll click right into place. Good? Oh, that time it was easier. Sometimes you actually have to kind of push the whole thing. See if you can push that top, the top back too, so that it clicks in, like right in the center.
Definitely clipped on the bottom.
That's good. Yeah, it's in there.
It's just got a lot of... Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, we're good. So the next thing we're gonna do is just check to make sure that it's centered left to right with a tape measure and throw the level on top. Good. Cool. You can see we are very precise. Perfect. And let's just double check level again. It kind of looks a little low over there, but it might just be the lighting. Good?
Spot on.
Nice. All right, on to aligning this projector. Aaron is working right now on just putting that little bit of attention to detail into the install. Even though that wire is running across the ceiling and isn't exactly pretty, we're doing the best we can to make it look clean. And again, we have the watt box there on the ceiling, and that's gonna protect the unit from getting hit by lightning. And You got James over here, just working on wire management, getting everything connected nice and pretty for the client. This is the stuff that takes time, guys. So whenever, you know, we say it's gonna take 6 or 8 hours to do a project, it's not just mounting stuff. It's not just putting the speakers in. Like, we knocked that out hours ago. Now we're just spending time meticulously giving you that professional installation. And if you just want us to throw it in the closet, you let us know. But this customer wants it done right, so we're gonna do it right. And it all takes time. Now we're getting into the fun part, guys. We're gonna align this projector. First thing that you're gonna do is go into the menu and you're gonna flip the image. It may be hard to see, so what Aaron's doing right now is just adjusting the focus so that he can see that menu. Once you go into the menu, you're gonna go down a couple menus. One more. And projection is your choice right there. You're gonna change that to front projection, ceiling. Flips the image, so now it's appropriate. You're gonna go back into the lens on the remote, right here, and you're gonna, yep, it's now inverted. You're gonna select inverted and you're gonna shift it down into place. Once the projector image is shifted down into place, you want to align the top of the image right at the top of the screen. That's the first place to start. And then zoom it close to where it needs to be. You can see, because we took our time and did everything right, measured out dead center of the room for the screen, dead center of the room for the projector, it's already lining up nice and straight. Plus, we went and measured the frame to make sure that the frame's square. So we have all our bases covered. So I mean, look at this. It's almost perfect. We're very, very close. Let's go up just a little bit. And now you can see you're skewed over there on the bottom right hand side. This is where a lot of people are like, whoa, what do I do? All you have to do is physically move the projector to the right and then shift back to the left with the lens. What's happening is the projector is firing to the right, which is what's causing that warp. Or sorry, the projector is firing to the left. It's actually, you can't see it, it looks straight, but it's not. So we're gonna move it just a little bit. Yep, like right there, that's probably good. Actually back a little bit. Like right there, that's probably perfect. So now you can see it's a little bit more straight. The top came off level though. So you always want to keep the top level, and then that'll bring down the left-hand side. You got to kind of tweak it, but the key there is if you start with the top level, and then once you see the bottom is off on one side, you got a bigger gap, physically move the projector that direction in small increments until you get it perfect. After finessing it for a minute, Aaron got this projector dialed in. It's perfect. Last step is just to toggle back and forth on the focus to make sure you're getting it as crisp as possible. And I recommend turning the lights off for this, guys. So we're gonna kill the lights in here so that he can make sure the image is optimized. This is called racking the focus. Rack it left, rack it right, and then eventually you're gonna see the pixels start to get super tight, and that's when you know you're dialed in. That looks good to me. I'm just ready to get some content on here. Perfect. Attention to detail, guys. It all this time adds up, but you can see we take the extra time to make sure to dust off the walls, vacuum the floors, leave your house as if it were our own. We're getting close to completion here.
Keep this up as long as you'd like. Dude, it was incredible. It's unreal. Like I couldn't be more satisfied. It's amazing.
That's what I like to hear. Awesome.
Like, to be honest with you, like, because I've been wanting a home theater for so long, it's almost like a little emotional because it's just like, wow, it's here.
Yeah.
You know? And it just it's perfect.
That's
it's
what I
perfect.
like to hear.
So
Awesome. Well, we'll play one more and kind of fine tune it. All right, guys, this is the space finished up. We got our SPL 120 here at the front, and we can put the grill on that to make it a little bit more hidden. We got our 100 series here to the front, left, right, and center, and then the 100 series focals for the surrounds. The Epson 6050 looking really good up there. Broadcasting onto that high contrast gray Dragonfly screen. Everything's terminating back here. James did a really good job of cleaning it up, making it look good for the client. We got our Denon 2700H, the subwoofer wireless kit, the Apple TV 4K, and the Harmony remote hub. That's everything, guys. We knocked this out quick. Customer's happy, I am happy. You guys, I hope you enjoyed that demo as well as this complete theater system installation. Haven't had the opportunity to do many of these recently, so this is really special. I hope that you guys appreciate it. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button down below. If you'd like to purchase anything, give us a ring. Lowest price guaranteed, as well as that nationwide free shipping. Okay, guys, well, till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. Thank you for watching.